Okay, I'm not good enough. You're not good enough. Stupid. God, I hate this. So dumb. I hate my stupid life. Oh, hey guys. You caught me. It's your boy Chad here, and I'm sitting in my angry hole, not because of anything else that has to do with my life, because I'm boycotting the Olympics. And not because I didn't make it through the Olympic trials, because I'm boycotting the Olympics. Okay? What I say is real. An elephant means what he says. That's what Horton said, because he heard that who? 100%. I'm not bad at all sports. They just didn't choose me. They said I'm not a right fit. And here's a list of people who said I'm not a right fit for my entire life. Every college. All women. Life. You know what? I'm going to make my own Olympics. And it's going to be great. We're going to have cool games like shoe tossing. 100 points. And we're going to have more games like shoe hurling. 200 points. And we're going to have other games that don't involve shoes. So dumb. You're Olympics. You're dumb. Okay. Well, that's it for the cold open. Goodbye.
It's news time. Delivering to you the news you didn't know about, the news you didn't care about, and the news you didn't know you cared about. With host, Chad White. Now, here's that host, Chad White.
Hey, welcome back to News Time. I'm your host, Chad White. This is the Olympics news that you didn't know about. I'm not still hiding. I just went out to go pee on the carpet over there. NBC had to do a lot of juggling to remain objective for this year's Olympics. Isn't it strange how we got 2 Olympics back to back? It's mostly because of the pandemic, but here we are. Human rights violations led to a diplomatic boycott, basically from everybody. You can't be somebody who says, oh, I wanted to watch the Olympics, but I couldn't, and it's hard, and without understanding all the stuff that was going on over there. Bob Costas was among many that was mad at that were mad at the Olympic Games, even going back to Beijing. You see, the Olympics were held there in 2008. In 2008. The games, though, were called from the Connecticut bureau of NBC. There were some people over there in China, but I believe that, without even looking up and confirming, those people were probably already foreign correspondents anyway. COVID protocols were done pretty much correctly because China's had a lot of outbreaks somehow. Torch lighting had to be much smaller due to the growing case numbers in China. And somehow, most of the games, quite frankly, went off without a hitch. There's not much snow that usually falls where some of the games took place, so China installed some fake snow, which had to be bad for the environment. And guess what? It was. Then it started actually snowing, and some of the games had to stop because there was so much real snow that was piling on top of the fake snow that they couldn't get done with all of the games that needed to be done. China's Xi Jinping made it seem as though the country had something to prove with these Winter Olympics, so that's why China basically pulled out all stops for essentially no spectators and for everybody watching around the world. The circumstances were much different from when they held the Summer Games, as previously mentioned, in 2008, not 2018. Now, this was the lowest rated Olympic Games ever. There's no doubt about that. They were down 42% overall, an average of 11.4 million primetime viewers. That does sound good, but we got to remember, it's a giant sporting event that's across the world, that takes place across the globe, and it had to compete with so many other things, like the football games and the Super Bowl itself, tennis, golf, all of that stuff, and it essentially ran for what was amounted to 12 to 18 hours a day. Olympics costs NBC $1.3 billion a year until 2032. So you understand why they pull out all stops every couple of years just for diminishing returns, it seems like. Now, I commented to myself, to nobody, to myself today when I was writing the script that perhaps what NBC and the NHL, that parting did, and now that the NHL games can be broadcast between Disney-owned networks and Warner Media-owned networks, maybe that's what's going to happen to the Olympics, because this is obviously putting a strain on NBC. They take up all of CNBC, USA, NBC, and NBC Sports just to air the Olympics, and now they have Peacock. Peacock's not doing extremely well. It's doing fine, if anything, and that's me putting a positive spin on it. So maybe they need to bring in some help with airing the Olympics. I know it brings them a lot of viewers. I know it brings them a lot of money. But at this point, they need something. Speaking of needing something, why don't you subscribe and check out one of their videos? Of course, you can head to the website cpluscomedy.com, where there are so many great things that they won't be hiding in a closet when you want to see them. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at cpluscomedy. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Chad Black White. Like us on Facebook. Listen to the Constitutionals podcast wherever you get your podcast. And God, what stinks? Is it the hamper? No. Is it it's the shoes.